Dear LaTocha, girl, the way your sister laid this stuff out in this video, I believe every single word. Girl, this is like a Tyler Perry play or movie, but with better wigs.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
And better acting. What's going on, you all? Dear LaTocha, this Tamika and LaTocha drama has boiled completely over. Look, one thing about family drama, girl, it be history. It don't be just one thing. And honestly, watching Tamika's video, I can feel that everything that she's saying is truthful. It doesn't seem like that she's making anything up. I think what is happening with this stuff is LaTocha is taking advantage of the fact that Tamika puts her family over her feelings. She's been doing that for the longest. She's been doing that constantly. We've seen it on SWV and XSCAPE, the Queens of R&B. We've seen it on the show. We've seen it. So it's, you know, LaTocha's not thinking that Tamika is going to do anything to this scale. Her husband is overreacting. He did a whole interview or something with Tasha K, you know, talking about Todd got a video doing this and this going out and other drama. And it's just like, this has nothing to do with the fact that you're being accused of stealing money. Like, there's nothing else but receipts. One thing about it, when you start dropping receipts, the girl starts scrambling. One thing about it, trust me as a person who's speaking from experience, once you drop the receipt, there's nothing left. And Tamika has done that in this video. She's dropping the receipts of her address being changed. She's dropping the receipts of Miss Diane, who was the person who made sure they was getting these checks. Miss Diane is coming in, who is Tiny's mother, coming in and saying, hey, like, I had to make sure the girls, you know, money was stuff and straight. And, you know, we contacted to find out where Tamika's money was at. And then come to find out the money is missing. And the only way we can get the money, or Tamika can get her money back, is if she prosecutes her sister. And Tamika said, you know, told her that she did not want to do that. And folks do not want to do that to family. People do not want to prosecute or take their family through that. And that's why over and over and again, I have said that the family should be respecting you. We give family way too much and allow them to do everything to us that people on the streets wouldn't even think about doing. And family is able to do that because they know at the end of the day, they're going to be able to get away with it. And I don't blame Tamika from getting in front of this camera, recording her 20-minute video and airing out. Yes, it is messy, but girl, sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you have to let folks know that I'm not, like, she's experienced this in the court of public opinion. They're on a show that has been talking about this. LaTocha is going on a show with people who are not journalists, going on and talking to the Fool's Soul over there at Fox Soul, with none of them have the range to even ask the questions, the appropriate questions, to be able to find out what's going on. There's no way in the hell someone is going to accuse me of stealing money, and I'm out here talking about everything else. Everything else. Tamika is laying out the receipts and everything. Like, she's laying out. Why would she forge all this stuff? Why would Tamika make up all this stuff that's not true? All she gotta do is go, hey, screenshot this, screenshot this. Tamika is the one that is doing the less work. Tasha, you're the one that was doing all of this. And even if it was your husband, who did this, you sit him here on this show with him and you laying next to him and allowing this man to steal from your sister. And you got a nerve to be out here talking about, so you want to be a gospel artist, you want to make church music. Let me tell y'all something. You church folks, y'all be the worst. Y'all be the worst. This is just a reminder, like, some of y'all be the most conniving folks on the face of this earth. And every time I watch you in every scene on this show, you just look manipulative. You look like you're up to no good. You look like you're just performing. You're doing this stuff to make it seem like you have this image when deep down you know you a crook and a gun snipe. Why would Miss Diane lie? Why would somebody go and make all these fake receipts and stuff? Girl, you was stealing this girl money. And Tamika was making it like less than, she wasn't even dragging that much. She was like, hey girl, it was, you know, 30. Come to find out, it was probably more than that. probably more money than this. And Tasha had been doing this for a minute. She had been stealing, her and her husband had been cashing this girl's checks. And then Tamika said that LaTocha and her husband tried to make it seem like they were a manager for Tamika in order to, like, you know, cover the tracks. Like, what's going on? The people over with it, was it Sound Check or whoever, Sound Exchange or something, they say, hey girl, we sent them checks, we did what we were supposed to do. You need to prosecute. And you know what? I'm so sorry, but I would have said, hey girl, you know what? Let's take it to court. I don't blame Tamika for holding it like for so long. I feel like at this point now, just take her to court. Take her to court, like spend the money and prove like what is the truth? Like, what is the truth? Like, it's just, there's no way, there's no recovering from this. And I think Tamika knew this going into it. Like, if I say this, if I lay out the receipts of this person who did harm to me, there's no coming back from this. There's no way, So she did not want to do it. You can tell in the way she spoke that she didn't have anything wrote down. She's going off of all memory of harm and just experience over years and just telling it like it is. To me, does not seem as though she's making anything up. Because one thing about it, a person who is like making up stuff, like it'd be highly edited. It'd be just kind of just over the top. Tamika is just talking. She's just talking. And that's why the video is so long. The video is like 20 minutes long because she had a lot to say. A lot of stuff that she had been holding back. And I feel so sorry for her. I think that's Tiny's mama name. It's Miss Diane or Miss G or whatever. I think it's Miss Diane. Why would this woman come over here and lie on LaTocha like that? And then she said, hey, and I still love LaTocha. Like, I just, but the wrong is wrong. Like, this is what you did. And a complete transparent moment. When we do harm and stuff to people, the best thing that we can do is just apologize to folks. And you know what? Hey, you know what? I did that, and I apologize for it. Case in point, a long time ago, back in my early 20s, before I even went to the military, my mother had a Sam's credit card. And baby, she had it put up in this specific spot. And I don't know how I got access to it. I think she had it in her jewelry box or whatever. Girl, this was like around the time of the the recession. I didn't have no job. I was struggling going to school. It was a lot. And I took advantage of my mama's kindness. Like, I took this card and I was going and I was getting gas for myself and I was doing other stuff. I was like buying stuff and da-da-da-da. And the bill came and my mom was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da. My mama could have prosecuted me or something for credit card fraud, all that other stuff. Like, I was dead wrong. I paid that. I got my bonus from the Army because then I ended up signing up in the Army and all that other stuff. And I got a bonus of like $10,000. I paid that credit card bill all the way down. Paid it all the way down. And I still gave my mother money over time. Still to this day give her money. Not because of that, because I care about her and I love her. But I did her wrong. And I apologize for that. Like, I apologize, and then sometimes that's all people need. That's all people need sometimes. Like, hey, you know what? Like, I appreciate that. And as a person who's experienced some really messed up stuff from a person who I thought was like a really, really, really close friend who had been living with me for the last couple of months, did me wrong, and refused to apologize to me, refused to accept that they had did wrong. And I'm no longer interested in a relationship with them because deep down, that's all I want. It's like, hey, acknowledge that you did wrong to me and you caused harm to me. Acknowledge that. Like, it wasn't the stuff that I experienced was not like extreme harm, but it hurt my feelings and they were in the wrong and they had folks believing that I had did something to them, that I had kicked them out my house without letting them know. And when I told the whole story to friends and stuff, they started to oh, this makes more sense. Once you start to lay out the receipts, once again, then folks oh, okay, can you explain this? But people cannot because the receipts speak for themselves. So, apology, I end this story to say that an apology goes a long way. Sometimes just acknowledging that you did wrong to a person and saying, hey girl, I apologize for that. Let me accept responsibility and let me work on our relationship and the things I caused. Because Tamika seems like that she was interested in continuing a relationship with her sister, but her sister seems to be more interested in continuing a relationship with a weak ass man that allowed her to be okay with him stealing from her own sister. Like, girl, like, and you sitting here putting this man on the pedestal, you say all this stuff, the nerve to call himself Rocky. You're not even a rock. You're not even a hard place. You're a hard situation that LaTocha should get out of. Like, I can look at you the way y'all sit up in this damn empty ass house with this ugly ass decor. Like, I can tell y'all fake and phony as hell, driving around in a damn Maserati that y'all probably didn't even pay for. You probably used your sister's check to pay for it. Like, y'all are some scammers, and then you get on these interviews and you start like trying to air everybody out. Take responsibility that your broke ass stole money from your sister-in-law. Why are these receipts coming back and it's looking like that y'all did it? Because y'all did. And now y'all want to change the story. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. And Tamika could have been received an apology from her sister. LaTocha could have been gave her sister an apology and gave that money back. But instead, she's using that damn money to buy blonde wigs and ugly ass outfits and not furnishing her empty house. Girl, I'm dragging it because I'm pissed off and I'm mad at Tamika because I know Tamika ain't gonna drag you like you need to be dragged, because it ain't no way in the hell you would have been doing it to me. I would have aired your ass out. I'm glad that she airing your ass out, and I hope everything that you doing crumble until you get your shit together and apologize to your sister. That don't make no sense, and it's already looking like it's crumbling anyway. So let's talk about that. Now I'm getting more into the dear LaTocha situation. LaTocha, what you have done is ruined your image. Like, I don't know if you paid attention to what happened to Kelly Price when she was on TV, she did the R&B Divas and stuff. Kelly Price's image, like, tarnished after that. Like, when people saw how she acted towards her cast and how she was, people did not want to support her anymore. They didn't want, she's already a dark-skinned fat black woman. They already are not interested in supporting her, but she can sing and she's talented, but she had a nasty attitude. And people who look like, you know, Kelly Price and also Tamika, y'all don't get the opportunity to be nasty and do ugly things because it's already thrown on you all. It's already given to us, dark-skinned folks, already fat, black, dark-skinned folks, that we already nasty and conniving and evil or whatever. Because that's how anti-blackness works, that's how anti-fatness works. And seeing LaTocha like sit in these interviews and do these videos shading Candy, talking about her voice and all that other stuff. And Candy made a good point in her video when she addressed LaTocha. Why are you sitting here shading my voice and saying all these things about me when my voice in this group has allowed us to get checks and money? I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right, and it makes sense. Like, you're saying all these shady things about Candy and all this stuff where Candy's voice in this group has allowed y'all to get more opportunities. It's allowed y'all to get more opportunities. So what do you get out of this? LaTocha, like, what do you get out of this? Like, and Don Juan made so much sense on this last episode of Escape, which I'm reviewing on Patreon. Sign up if you can. To get into, like, gospel just ain't gonna let you in there like that, girl. You have to, this is a specific type of demographic. They're not gonna allow you to come in there with that, like this, girl. You can be tarnished, but they don't need to see it. And LaTocha, your image is tarnished. It's tarnished. There is no coming back. Like, this looks bad. It looks good for ratings and watching, but this looks bad as far as you as an individual, as a brand, LaTocha. It looks horrible. Because you can do a lot of stuff, but to like your family over and to steal from somebody like that, people ain't gonna, like, especially right now where people can, their lives can be changed with a $20,000, $30,000 check. And the fact that you out here stealing money from folks, hard earned money, stealing money from folks, girl, you got some nerve. So ain't no praying, ain't no nothing you can do to try to, oh, they body shame me and they body shame me. And I do think there's a conversation to be said about her experience and how they talked about her body. I'm not gonna take that away from her. I'm not gonna take away from the fact that she's experienced like all of these things over the course of years. But that doesn't give you the right to do your sister like that. That doesn't give you the right to take advantage of people. And that's what you did, LaTocha. You took advantage of your sister, and now you want your sister to remain silent because she's already been doing that from the very beginning. So you, Rocky, and piss poor ass Mama G, y'all dead wrong. And y'all need to apologize to this girl quickly.